Gaurav, thank you very much for being here today. We were just talking before the cameras, and you mentioned a large acquisition from your company, a German company, and now you are the biggest player in your segment in the world. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, so DSV, which is a Danish company, it's one of the large global 3PL supply chain company. We have just acquired the state-owned company called Schenker. It's owned by Deutsche Bahn, so DB Schenker. We have taken the logistics piece. It's a global acquisition, and it has actually now made us a number one if you just look at the pure numbers. So we sit at the top of the pile. In terms of the acquisition part is complete. Of course, there are some statutory approvals, and that is all happening. The people sitting in the head office are dealing with it, and we are hoping that all the processes, approvals, direction will happen, and the integration will probably conclude by Q2 of 2025.
Let's talk about doing business in India. What are the challenges of doing business here? How can you operate well here and run a profitable operation with a good team and expanding as the economy grows?
Yeah, I think in India, I feel that challenge and opportunity, they go hand in hand. So every challenge presents a new opportunity. It is a growing market. It is one of the fastest growing large economies in the world. The government, whether it is central government or state governments, they are all very savvy towards what's going to happen in the future. We are getting more and more digitized. We are getting better in our infrastructure. Policies are improving. So I think the challenges that we talk about generally, lack of infrastructure, overcrowded, too many a lot of population, availability of labor, skilled labor, and so these things kind of are the things which is propelling us to the kind of growth that we are seeing currently. So I think as a multinational company, we don't really see it as a huge issue or a challenge to grow profitably here. Of course, you have to be a little patient. Some things does take time, and but at the end of it, we feel that the environment is very conducive for international companies, maybe like ours, to operate and to grow and to be profitable in India.
Perfect. And when you look at the next 12 months and you think about the challenges that you have in your position, could you share with us what are your main challenges to grow the business?
Right. So for us, I think this year, as a logistics player, this year has been not in line with what we expected it to be. So it's been a little bit of a dull year. We are still doing better than what we did last year, but not possibly the way we expected it to be. I think there are some factors around it. Of course, as we know, there are geopolitical factors. There are some wars happening.
Yes.
In India, we've had an election year, so normally during election year, a lot of focus shifts on the election. So demand usually dips, which happened this year. Thankfully, it happens once in 5 years. I also feel that the rural economy slowed down a bit, and I'm talking to you as a voice of my customers, because I'm a middle guy. I'm a guy who's giving warehouses and doing transport. But the rural economy slowed down a bit, so consumption probably have dropped down. So we have seen that the overall throughput from our warehouses has not been the way we expected it to be. But however, that being said, we are again very hopeful and very bullish about 2025.
You have a lot of experience in this sector, as we know. When you look back in the last 5 to 10 years, the changes that took place in India that actually brought India to the place where India is now, could you elaborate a little bit to somebody who is sitting probably in New York or London and is not following so closely India? What are the main changes that would make India an easy yes for a global investor nowadays?
I think some of the things which have happened lately in India, which has propelled us in terms of the growth that we are on right now, is the development of the middle class. Everybody knows all around the world, right? We are now the number one in terms of population, but we also have a very big middle class, and this middle class is a group which is fueling and driving a lot of consumption. And why we are having a thriving middle class? Of course, we are one of the youngest countries in the world. It's the youngest population. So there is no dearth, or there's no shortage of skilled people coming to you if you want to set things up. Add to that, there's been a huge interest among global investors to come into the country. The government of India has been putting in a lot of policies which is making it easier and easier to come here, invest money. The Make in India scheme, where we are doing partnership, the country is partnering with international companies, inviting them to come and invest here. They're giving them benefits, to stay longer into the country, generate employment, so on and so forth. So all of this, if you combine it, it actually presents to you a very, very viable engine where you can actually put your money and be assured that you're not gonna lose. In fact, we are one of the best return-giving countries in Asia. We even better than some of the bigger economies in Asia. So I think the policies, the availability of people, improvement of infrastructure, I think all these factors are something which is making investors being interested in this country. And I already covered the point on middle class, right? This
Yes.
you want to make something because you want to sell it as well, right? So that is really happening.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just as a final question, you were talking to me that's your first time with the GRI. We follow you on LinkedIn, you follow us as well, but you never been to one of our events. How has been the experience for you? You are attending today the India GRI, our flagship event here in the country. Is it working for you?
Yeah, I'm actually feeling a bit cross that why I did not attend the earlier events, because thanks to you and your team, I do get invited, in your previous events as well, but somehow I couldn't attend it. But I'm actually very happy and very excited to be here today, because it is not how I thought it will be. The way the people are interacting, the openness in the discussions, people are very candid. The setting is putting you to ease. There's no pressure of standing on a stage, dais, flipping through PowerPoints, so on and so forth. So I think the whole environment is very good, where you can actually speak your point and listen to other perspective as well. Also, I realized that the kind of people that you have here, I think you have the cream de la cream of the industry present in this hall today. So which makes a huge difference. I think the voices that we are hearing, the opinions, the perspectives, the strategy, the planning that we are hearing, it is coming from horse's mouth, and I think that makes, in my view, it makes the event a lot more credible, and I'm hoping a lot more successful for you. So it's been a great experience, Gustavo, and thanks to you and the team for keep making me part of it.
Gaurav, thank you very much for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.